Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Knights of the Lunch Table podcast. I am Josh. I'm your lovely host today. With me, as always, I have Tyler and Kyle. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hey,
You
uh,
can't make me.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, today's fun topic is going to be about tech. Stuff that we are excited for, stuff that, like old technology that was innovative, just a general rounding of tech today. So, who would like to go first?
how enthusiastic are you, Tyler?
Sounds about right.
That's my answer.
Okay,
Fine.
I'll start. I'll start.
Thank you.
So, I've actually been kind of been on a kick lately of technology, just binging new stuff that it will come out or may come out or is in development. Um, I've really been looking forward to like augmented reality glasses, especially if you're like doing work. Like you'll be able to like put up screens places around your work, and while you're moving around, they'll just kind of be there. Like put like a
I
YouTube
mean,
screen up by like one of your workstations, and
there's
like
something kind of like that with the whole metaverse thing. Like that was the whole idea of it was a virtual workspace.
yeah, but you can't really have a full mask thing on at work. But like if
I
it's like
mean,
glasses, then it's a lot
well, we
easier
all
to
know how
do.
well that went with the Google Glass.
I mean that Google Glass wasn't very well optimized and kind of failed.
That's
So
the point.
yeah, but now like companies know what they're doing a lot better, so they'll be able
Okay.
to actually do that stuff. Like I know Apple is doing augmented reality glasses and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like that'll be really great technology.
I don't know. What one thing that just on this whole subject of tech, while I was working at my last IT position, uh, one of the locations I was at, uh, it had an old like 1960s desktop that was like one of them all-in-ones thing back in the day, but that is what they were using to run their phone system out of. And it took me back for a minute. I'm like, this machine is older than probably most of the doctors or like half the patients that are in this place. Why are they using such an old piece of tech to run a very vital system? And like I'd go around to like smaller clinics and all their stuff was a little bit more moderned up. And like this big old hospital is running off a fucking 1960s telecom caster. And I'm like, why? You're telling me there's not one thing out there, which was part of the end of my job there was to help move them to a newer system.
Yeah, so you finally got rid of that old computer.
Um, I didn't get to see it go in because they are working on that sometime in the next month or so, so I don't get to see that disappear.
Darn.
But Tyler, you clearly have a list of stuff that you wish to talk about with this topic. Care to share one of them?
Yeah. I'll share something not nerdy. You couple of
This
nerds
whole
talking about
episode is going to be
workplace shit.
nerdy because we're talking about
Workplace.
tech and not the rapper
No. You can make it cool. You can make it. Wait, there's a rapper called Tech.
Tech Nine.
Yeah. I said there's a
Wait, do you mean
bunch
like
of.
Tech Nine? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's not like is there one just called Tech? Wait, what about Tech 1 through 8? What happened?
No,
Well, they're
that's Tech Nines.
experiments. I don't know.
No, we're not doing
But
fucking
anyway,
Cade 6 from Destiny. God, may he rest in peace.
that sure, whatever the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, no, I want to talk about some cool like peak gamer shit.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah? What would that be?
I personally, so y'all know that like Elon Musk is working on that like neural mesh shit or whatever.
Is he
Yeah.
really?
I actually follow
Okay,
that a little bit
so
too.
yeah, he's working on
But
like
yeah.
on that. Like I haven't been keeping up a whole lot on that, but I'm personally hoping that it eventually like leads to not just VR, but like full dive VR, where like you can actually like feel like you're in the game and shit, like some real
SAO
Sword Art Online
motherfucker
type shit.
nerd.
Yeah, right.
Minus
The dying.
minus the brain explodey part.
It wasn't exploding, it was microwaving. There's a
Yeah.
difference.
Basically, just fried it to death.
Okay, you fucking nerd. Anyway, I want to play some fucking full dive video games. That would be sick. Like, fucking what? I don't know, man. Like, shit, bro. I don't know any video games off the top of my head that I'd want to play in full dive, but
I mean,
I don't know,
I
man.
would personally be a fan of like
It'd
first
just
person
be sick.
shooters. That's just shit that
Man.
I've always like. There's God, what even is the game? I know I have it on Steam. Let me pull that shit up here.
So, do you guys know the? So you guys know the game, the Zenith game, right?
Yeah.
The VR game,
Yeah.
Zenith. That
Yeah.
I want that full dive. That'd be sick.
I mean, I'd want it to
That'd
be
be pretty
better
dope.
graphics
Something
and
like-
a bit bigger, but yeah.
Nonsense. We'll do it that way.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is I want to be in SAO. I would
Fucking
100%
nerd.
be
Nerd.
I would 100% be one of those people that gets trapped in that fucking game because I'd be like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
down. Let's do that.
Hands
Fuck
down.
yes.
You and
Oh,
almost
but-
all my other friends.
I think everyone, to some small degree, would
Everyone
want
that watched that anime would probably do it.
Not my brother. He's a coward. He wouldn't do it.
But okay, so the VR game that I was talking about was Onward. It's just a military game that's mostly like CS:GO and all them, where it's just first-person shooters, people fighting against each other, kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, I know Elon Musk said that neural mesh, whatever, has possibilities of one day, like, operating with video games. Like, someone else
It fucking
will
better.
run with it and, like, make video games for it, but I don't think he himself will try. So,
Yeah, I think he wants to kind of stay out of that market.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
wants
that
to stay,
makes
like,
sense.
medical with it,
But yeah.
but
Which is dope. There was actually,
Well,
and kind of onto
that's
that note
kind
of
of
like,
part of the. Oh, I was just gonna say that's kind of like I feel like full dive video games could be used in a medical setting too. Like,
oh, it already is.
you know, people
That-
aren't
that-
able to explore like in real life, so like, you know, they go into this full dive situation and now they can like walk around and explore the world, like, and feel like they're physically in it.
But with that neural mesh, potentially he could fix like paralysis. Having
He
like
could.
two of those in
Well,
like
yeah.
above and below the broken parts of like the spine or whatever, and you shunt them together,
Well, right.
it'll be able to create that link.
Yeah, but even outside of like that, like even outside of like paralysis, like other, you know, there's some people that are just bedridden because they have like other biological issues.
Like even
with their
it would work
body.
with blind people as well, because obviously it's like
Yeah.
again, they can see shit for the first time.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But in that set, their VR especially is being used a lot in like medical training, because obviously cadavers are, I don't want to say they're hard to come by, but you can do a lot more with a virtual cadaver than you can an actual cadaver.
Oh yeah.
So I like, there was a whole video, and I don't even remember where I watched it, but there was just this thing, lady strapped on the headset, grabbed a virtual scalpel, and just like took out a heart virtually. I'm like, that's dope. And then it proceeded to show like a robot doing the same thing, but like in her motion. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with like virtual, with like VR, is like you don't, like if you mess up with the corpse, that corpse isn't ruined. You can just like,
Reset the
redo it.
simulation, and you're
Yeah.
fine.
yeah.
They could have a game over screen if they wanted to, and then reset.
Game
Yeah,
over.
Yeah. You have died. No.
Is there a VR surgeon simulator?
There is.
Yes. Although I don't know how in depth it is, how big it is. But
It's not horrible, but like there's that there's Cooking Simulator that has a VR, which like the base PC game, much like Surgeon Simulator, where not having as adept controls makes the game a lot harder. And in like all them VR games, it's a lot cooler to see that kind of shit.
yeah.
But with that whole thing of VR, I do kind of have a little segment that I wanted to go off on that I kind of talk to you guys about before we started with the whole. There's a guy on TikTok, and if I could find the name, I would look it up and put it in the YouTube channel. Which, if you're not watching on there, how dare you? We also post over there in case you miss it the week of launch. But this dude is working on like an actual VR glove. So then it's got like kind of the same way that like PlayStation 5 has the haptic controller. The glove is going to do kind of the same thing. That as soon as you grab onto an item, the motors are going to kind of start ticking back based on how big the item is, how much grip you can actually put on it, and all that kind of shit. And it's really dope to see it being built.
Yeah, that industry is going to be building really fast. All the
Oh,
haptics and everything, like the vests, you'll be able to
Oh,
like
yeah.
feel everything in the game.
I mean, they already have vests out. They
I
have
know,
almost full body
they're not that
suits.
great. Like, I think right now it's mainly just like vibrations or like small shocks. Like,
I
at
don't
some
know.
point, they'll have to like make it so you'll be able to actually feel textures.
And honestly, some of them aren't that
Yeah.
expensive.
No,
I want to play a fighting game and then actually feel like I just got punched in the stomach.
You
Goddamn.
get your shit kicked out of you in
Not this
VR. Yeah,
wussy
let's do it.
vibration bullshit.
like Ready Player One kind of stuff.
Well, like, there's one that I just found that I don't know how much I would trust it, but it is, hold up, never mind, that's a fucking life vest.
Real
Well, I
haptic.
typed in haptic vest VR, and the first thing, like, there is one on here that's like $300, and then the next one is just wake vest, which is just for wakeboarding.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Oh, but there's next gen. Oh my god. Never mind. The gloves are $300 alone.
Well then,
I mean, did you expect any different?
A little bit.
'cause right now a lot of the haptics aren't in the consumer stage. Like
No,
they're
God, no.
made
This is all
more for
development
like
shit.
the industrial stuff, like the medical training,
Industrial
military.
development and
Yeah.
yeah. But
Um,
then is this one or is this just a sports fest? I think this is just a sports fest. Yeah.
but I know eventually they'll. I know like the haptic treadmills and slide mills are growing.
Oh god, those I've seen.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
here's
the
one actually.
Cat VR one. Like that one has like a second version out now, which is like improved on some of its old functions. It's a lot quieter,
Yeah.
a lot less slidey, so it doesn't feel like
There
you're just
was
sliding around on an ice floor.
there was
Um,
one adaptation I saw where it was kind of like a small bubble form underneath, but what it was it was more like air jets are pushing you up enough that you don't like just full contact to it. But then every time the jet would go off, it would send a signal into the game to then have you walk that direction. And I don't remember how far that one made it, but no, there's a vest here, a haptic vest for $300, and it's got up to 22 hours of playtime, so that's not bad by any means.
you might need to post
Um,
that in our Discord. But
oh yeah, I can, I and if you're not already, or if you don't know about our Discord, again, we have a Patreon that you can then follow us on all this and then be caught up and not. That was supposed to be a lot smoother. I'm sorry.
you can try again if you want.
No,
It's,
we'll
it's
just
okay, we can cut it out.
we'll just let that be.
You open your can of worms, now lay in it.
No.
No, you gotta do the Amber Heard reference. You've made your bed, now shit in it.
Oh god.
But no. So yeah, I might try redoing this here. But yeah, if you're not already, following us, you can go to our Patreon, subscribe there for as low as $1, and then you can get some behind the scenes looks at this stuff before we even post it. And then when the videos come out, you can follow along a lot better. So feel free to follow that. That should be in the link somewhere. If you're on YouTube, that should be in the iCard. If you're on any of the podcast channels, hopefully that follows through. Otherwise, if not, go watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually
Also-
we'll have some stuff on YouTube that isn't exactly on other streaming services too.
Indeed.
Sure.
Which
So
again,
all the more
also-
reason to check it out.
Also, you could alternatively go to linktree.com/procrastinationnation studio for all of our links.
Indeed. And that'll take you to our gaming YouTube channel, to our podcast YouTube channel, to all of our socials, to our Patreon, to God knows what else is in there at this point.
Yeah, all of our links. That's what I said. Anyway, so this is perfect. This is actually a perfect segue. Have you guys ever noticed how the sex industry is always like right there on top of all the tech?
Well, that's because it moves 90% of tech. That was the whole reason why we went from VHS to CD, because
it could store more, and it looked better.
Yeah, it can store more, it's smaller, and yeah, it just had a better, like, idea behind it, which, again, VR may be leaning more into this because of how accessible it is to the public and how easy it is to do some of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't doubt that in about next 5 to 10 years, there's some full-on sex industry VR thing.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I have two things to say. First of all, you guys did not at all call me out on the fact that that wasn't a good segue at all. I just dove right into it.
Well, we were talking about
second
VR.
of all...
You went from social media to sex industry. We get it.
yeah, just massive jump.
It's all online. It's fine.
It was funny.
This funny. Is kind of a normal for you, though.
Yeah, this is pretty on par for you.
That's
gotta try harder. I don't know.
But anyway,
like, you legitimately open every video on YouTube with everyone that's watching or nobody that's watching. Like, you have no faith in yourself. And then every podcast you start up with everyone listening or no one listening.
Like, yeah, that's just, I'm just, you know.
You're so left field that you've ended up in a different parking lot. And we're just kind of used to it at this point.
You're in an IKEA parking lot next to the baseball field.
But anyway, outside of, I mean, I'd rather go to IKEA than baseball. Anyway, baseball's fucking boring. But,
hey, we're not on the unpopular topics.
I was going to say, we already did the Opinions podcast.
By the way, if you haven't watched that, how dare you, go listen to it now.
Yeah, go listen to it. Was that the one when I had, like, the super shitty audio that sounded like I was underwater, or was that the anime one? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Was it? I feel like we just did that one.
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the sex industry, always, like, right on top of, like, all the fucking tech. And not just VR. Like, they're, like, Kyle was talking about AR stuff, and, like, yeah, they're working on some of that, like, holograms and shit. They have fucking sex robots are some of the most advanced ones out there. There's fucking, they got AI programs and shit, like.
By the way, not creepy that I know this, but them sex robots usually cost, like, $4,000. Don't ask me why I
know it or not.
When you preface something with "this isn't creepy," like,
don't ask me why I know that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, feel free to ask me why I know it, but VR porn absolutely already exists.
Oh,
there's like a large catalog of it.
There's already fucking video games on that.
Yeah, VR is weirdly immersive, just in general.
It's a lot of fun. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it.
Well, yeah, I just, like, I don't know, like, VR used to be kind of gimmicky, and, like, you never actually really felt like you were in it.
It used to be just, like, experiences, or just, like, minor demonstrations of
like,
what
the first ones
do.
were always, like, roller coasters, and, like...
shooter games that you just,
not
like,
even shooters. Still. No, shooters didn't start hitting the scene for a while, because a lot of that stuff took, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, took stuff from other stuff. You know what I mean? Or am I losing you guys?
It took stuff from other stuff?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So, like, it took the idea... Like, took an idea from, like, other games, like arcade games, where it would be that singular... your little...
Oh, it's like on rails. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the VR games took precedence, or some... I can't even think of the word. God, it's going to bug me. But it took a lot of liberties. Jeez, that's the word. It took a lot of liberties with those games. Or from those games, so up until recently, that's all VR shooters were railed shooters.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
arcade shooters that you're basically just standing still and things are running at you.
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah,
popping up and not moving.
One super good example, I think, for like immersive games, in my opinion, is I mean, first of all, obviously we already talked about Zenith. I friggin' love that game. But also one of the first games that I actually played with my VR headset was Echo VR, which for those of you that don't know is like one of my coworkers and I were talking about it the other day, and he described it as it's basically Rocket League, but like 3-dimensional and
You're basically
like
in a zero-G environment.
Yeah, it's
you can like
it's
grab onto
awesome.
different like platforms and push yourself forward. You're trying to
Oh,
get
yeah,
like a
it's-
access to
frisbee into one of the goals.
Oh, that
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
super awesome, and like yeah, I was like fully into it immediately. That game is so much fun.
It's based off of Lone Echo, which is a story mode basically version of that. Which also is Lone Echo
by the
too.
way, that coworker that I'm referring to, I told him about this podcast, so I expect him to, if he ever does listen to this, I expect him to tell me the next time that he sees me at work that he heard this. So I'm calling you out.
Ooh.
Alright, I'm editing it out.
I don't know when this drops.
I'm editing it out.
What? Why? That's so messed up. I didn't even give his name or anything. I just want to
Doesn't
call out
matter.
one of my coworkers.
You don't
Let me
get
start
that
shit,
luxury.
damn it.
Little
yeah,
did you
that's-
know, this is all going to be a soundbite sent directly to him.
That's most of what I wanted to talk about. Is full dive, fucking. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. But yeah, full dive VR, sex.
Sex, text, and rock and roll.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how we live.
Also, just to clarify, there was a comma in between each one of those. Not full dive VR sex. That surely is coming at some point.
I would say that will exist
I mean,
in time.
actually,
Oh, yeah, that definitely
that's
will.
another thing that I learned about one day is apparently there's like sex toys that you can like hook up to another sex toy like in a different place,
Oh god.
so you can like virtually have sex with like your partner if you're like abroad, or with random people that you want to hang out with online. So, yeah,
Now
I thought that was-
imagine like the whole
hang out online.
imagine like the whole partner bit with that. You just all of a sudden hear the toy go off one night, and you're like, "What the fuck?" or you're, a partner is using the toy, and then the other partner walks through the door, and it's like, "Wait a minute." I thought you were at your house. It's like, no, I just hopped on a flight. Then who the fuck's in your house?
Right.
Oh god.
But yeah, I just thought that's some kind of cool technology.
Fair. Oh yeah. Not so much super new technology, but something I saw a while back. If I can find a link for it, I'll post it in the Discord. But very much gonna put me into a nerd status, but I'm okay with that. There is a Naruto phone out there, and yes, it
Fucking
does exist.
nerd.
But if you see the phone, you'll actually understand why I think it looks nice. Because one, like the back that they use is actually really clean and matches like his Shippuden outfit really well. But as
Okay.
well, the phone comes in a whole fucking scroll.
It is the
Shit.
phone of the scroll?
No. The phone comes in a scroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, there's a
Holy
whole
fuck.
video of it being opened, and it's really cool to watch. But
This
It's
is
actually
like
a-
peak weeaboo shit. Holy fuck.
it is, but it's really nice. Like, it's actually a decent phone. The only problem is it's like $600, and as much as I would love nothing more than to be like, yeah, I'm a fucking full-on weeb, I'm not spending $600 on a phone. Sorry.
I mean,
Like,
technically,
my-
I was
my
supposed
current
to spend
phone is-
800 on mine.
My current phone is $600 or priced at $600 retail. I paid $300 for it, and that's all the more I will ever pay for a phone. I
I'm
don't
just
need
saying,
all that.
You can 100% just put some fucking stickers on a phone and make this
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, and that's what I mean. But like, this is
Or like a
actually like,
case.
but like that's the active color of the phone. Like this isn't, you can't peel that off. It looks really nice, and just as well, you don't get the weeaboo charger that has his colors and shit. You don't have the really cool fucking box that it comes in.
Who
That's
the
all I'm
fuck
saying.
keeps the box?
I do actually. I have the box from my last three phones because two of them are Google and one I should probably toss because I don't actively. Where is that phone? I thought I had it sitting somewhere on my desk a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I bought another phone because when I went down to Chicago for a little while, I didn't want to take my nice phone with me because I had that phone for a couple of years, and I'm like, ah, fuck it, I'll leave this one here. Bought a cheap phone while I was working for a cell phone company, and then proceeded to not use that phone anymore.
So Kyle, what else do you have to talk about?
Um, I think the main other one that I wanted to talk about uh involves space travel.
Ooh,
So how do you
Sign me up.
guys feel about like SpaceX and what they're doing?
I forget what is SpaceX doing.
Elon Musk and then SpaceX
I
are
think that's
trying
just kind
to.
of part of kind of like answer, but in reality, I 100% forgot what they were doing. But then you stated, and I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah, they're trying to get ships to Mars and eventually get people to Mars. At least
Well, wasn't
for
the
now.
whole SpaceX thing just supposed to be like commercial transport?
I mean,
Or
eventually, yes, but they
I was
need to
say,
okay,
get
I think
people to Mars
eventually
first and
that's what he
then try
wants.
to make us
okay.
like interplanetary species.
I
Um,
mean, I have no problem with it. Obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of kinks on it that need to be worked out. Like, obviously, logistics. Who the fuck's gonna fund all this? Where's all this material gonna come
I
from?
think it's mostly Elon that is
I
funding
was
it.
say it's
Well,
yeah. I was
yeah,
saying I'm pretty sure it's just Elon
but
Musk because he's rich as fuck.
he can't be the only one though. I'm sure there's other people. Like, obviously, you
I
got
mean,
to
it's
talk about
basically
like.
whoever's like investing into it. Like they're
Well, okay, I apologize. I
yeah.
should reiterate my statement here. I'm trying to think of how to. Basically, like, who is gonna govern something like this? It
I mean,
can't
they're
just be on
also
Elon.
partially with like NASA, so there's
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say I think
some
all the
like
launches
governing.
are yeah. I
Well,
think they're
because
like
as well, like, you got to
organized
think
with
about
NASA.
like air traffic control and all that kind of shit. At some point, that shit's gonna come up and be an issue.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that they like have clearance for all their stuff when they do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I know at the beginning of this year, Elon Musk said that he wanted to try to send a shuttle into space like every week, like this
Jesus.
year.
Holy
Like he
fuck!
has enough rockets to be able to do that. Be able to get like the shuttle into space and then get like the bottom sections of it to come back down and land to like test
Oh
their
yeah.
reusability.
Okay, then that kind of adds on further to my question of how are they going to do anything on the new planet's surface once they get that far? Like, obviously, we haven't developed any sort of mining tech on that planet, if there even is any materials to
Well, yeah,
Well,
mine.
the first
yet,
trip
but
will
they
mostly
will.
be like
That's the
the
whole point.
scientists and like engineers and everything that'll like go there, set things up, start like terraforming the area, and like be able to
But
have like an
see,
area with like oxygen and stuff,
my
water.
biggest thing with that comes down to okay, let's say we send two ships up there, all of a sudden, oh no, something went wrong on planet Earth and we can't get those people back. Are they just fucked up there now? Do they have to survive on what little they were sent with?
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
like this. It's like the same concept as like what they did with the moon landings. Like there's contingencies, and yeah, there's a chance
But
that you'll
that's
end
like
up
shit I want to
fucked.
know. I want to know like the contingencies and all these kinds of plans before.
like
Not
the
that I'm not
idea,
all for it, but
like the idea is that we'll send people there and be able to keep sending them supplies and everything, so that in case something does happen, they're able
you
to
know what's funny?
survive without us.
What's funny is there's actually a whole ass video game based on this concept. It's called Deliver Us Mars, which, if anyone is or was a fan of my of the channel before the last reset, I did a series called Deliver Us the Moon. And it's by the same developers, and I'm actually super excited for it.
Is it a new game?
Yeah, it's a pretty new game.
Okay.
Cat, you cannot eat the microphone.
I disagree.
Well,
Maybe it's
because the
delicious.
microphone is... He can't eat it because it's not an external mic.
It could probably figure it out.
I mean, hold
Yeah.
on.
Probably.
Cats are crafty bastards.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah, space travel, 100% for it. Like, I'm fully down.
Yeah. Like everyone wants
like I
the
said,
warp
I'm
drive
for
and
it.
stuff, but I don't know if
I-
we're gonna
that's-
get there.
I would say that's one of those things I don't think we'll ever be able to physically comprehend something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like we know how
I mean,
to do
that's...
gravity generators and stuff like that up there.
Yeah,
So
which is cool and all, but
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever get to the point of like light speed travel. I
Nah.
really don't. One,
I mean,
not within
that's-
our generation, and two, just even if we do, it's one of those things that it's going to take generations to understand it.
oh
yeah,
yeah.
but that's what people said about, like, a bunch of shit. Like, almost every new, like big step in technology is always looked at as, like, impossible and, like, not
I'm not
gonna
saying
happen,
impossible.
and-
At some point, it will be reality. But the reason I think like light speed travel is going to be a lot harder is because one, humans cannot comprehend. Like this is actually a very simple fucking concept test that I heard a lot of places. Tell your brain to physically think about nothing. Like it can't think that. It can think of voided space, it can think of an empty area, but it cannot actively think about nothing because nothing can't exist. The
Right,
reason
not
I
yet.
state that, well, no. The reason I state that though is because the human mind cannot comprehend or even fathom light speed travel because once you pass the speed of light, colors
Which is
and objects start to
impossible.
disappear. Yeah, and that's another thing is like the way a body would move in that point, it's not transportation anymore. That is fucking molecular, like shotgunning somewhere.
Right,
So
but
it-
see, that's, again, that is based on what we know now.
And like
Like,
I said,
people couldn't conceptualize what the fuck gravity was, like,
Yeah.
before, and now it's just a basic thing that most people understand.
see, you say that, yes, most people don't seem to understand that Earth is not flat.
Yeah, we have to get past that first.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, so, like, we regressed a little bit, but my point
a
remains
little. To
that
date
just
this
because we
podcast-
can't conceptualize or accomplish something at the moment doesn't mean that it's not going to happen.
Okay, but real quick, to say that we regressed a little bit, to date this podcast, Roe v. Wade just got overturned. So we went back in time to where women didn't have rights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
regressed,
not
like I said.
That's not a little bit.
Yeah, that is like, that's a lot we just went back.
I
in
mean,
time with.
I mean, over, like, based on the, entire length of human history, that is a little bit, but,
Yeah.
just based on time, like, specifically, but, yeah, we should
But
probably
that's why
not
I
talk about
started-
that too much, but,
Oh no, that's why I said it will take us time to get to that point where we can truly understand, like, faster than normal travel. So I
It'd
just
be
don't
like
think it'll happen within.
Futurama, where they have to raise the speed of light because we reach it.
I just don't think that's something that we as a generation will actively be able to get to or at least understand properly.
But it's probably going to be
no,
Like-
neither,
grandkids.
neither do I. I don't think we'll.
or
Yeah, I don't think we will see it, but I
Further.
think provided that the human race doesn't fucking destroy itself,
True.
like, we will eventually get there.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean,
Do you have anything else,
Oh.
Josh?
Oh,
I love my 3D printer. I've been printing more stuff. I printed a Skelly Man that
Oh,
has
yeah?
been falling more and more apart. he used to have an arm, like his left arm, but now he's all right.
You're fired.
Fuck you.
You can't fire me, I quit.
You can quit.
You can't quit, you're a frog. You can't frog me, I'm your wife. You can't wife me, I'm your wife.
Hello, honey. How was your day?
Oh, it's fine. I just quit my job.
You
You can't quit, you're
job.
fired. Fuck!
Oh, this got weird quick.
Yes, it
Note
does.
to the editor: cut all of that shit.
No.
Yes.
So you know what can help? You know what you can help people to, or like what could help us to be able to see faster than light travel and other things like that?
What?
Neural mesh?
Androids.
I don't think that'll help us.
Yeah, we need to
Well,
be able
yeah,
to
'cause you
integrate
can-
with technology, so we almost need to become
Yeah.
androids.
No,
But-
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you get androids, and then
Or
you upload your
cyborgs.
consciousness into the android.
Isn't that just a cyborg?
Yes.
Who?
Well,
Isn't
Isn't
android
that two different
is
things, though?
As I think
robot.
technically
Cyborg
a
is
cyborg.
human robot.
Yeah,
I
as I think
believe.
a cyborg is technically like partially
Also a
biological,
superhero in the
whereas
DC
an android
universe.
is all robot.
And an amazing Teen Titan
Oh,
that
yeah.
can build a car and repair himself.
Uh-huh.
And also had an
Anyway.
amazing voice actor in the original series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kari Payton. Also, fun fact, he also voices Calderam and a couple others in Young Justice, which is also a good
Good series.
superhero show. Recommend. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm 100% down to upload my consciousness into a robot.
Okay, Sheldon. From Big Bang Theory.
Wait, are you telling me you people wouldn't do that?
I mean,
I
I would wait until like it's perfected. Like I don't want to lose myself in the process of becoming a robot.
see.
yeah,
This
that's
becomes
the
a very
idea, like-
morality-based question, or I guess not even morality. This becomes a very humanity-based question.
Yeah, it's like existentialism.
Yeah,
The best kind of ism.
not correctism.
So,
I
by,
don't
by
know
the
about
way, you're making shit up. That's what it is.
I absolutely
So you didn't answer the goddamn question. Would you do it?
no.
I
Absolutely
probably
not.
wouldn't. I wouldn't mind doing that, like neural mesh, like being able to augment my body with like mechanical parts as they start to fail. Be able to
Oh,
keep
God, I think
doing what
that's
I
even
want to
taking it too
do,
far.
and then like that's the way I would do it. Not necessarily just fully upload my body into a robot, unless it was like absolutely necessary.
Nope.
Yeah, but see,
I wouldn't even do anything like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine being a robot and you're like, shit, I broke my arm. All right, and then you just take it off and put on a new arm.
No.
It's fucking awesome.
It's a cool
Did you
idea. but
Did
no.
you people not watch Alita?
No, I actually didn't.
I mean, that's a movie,
Oh, bro, that movie's
but
it's
I was saying,
good.
that's a movie from a comic book based on science fiction from God knows what year.
like, we have to get
Actually,
through
I
the
believe it's.
clunky ages of robots.
Let me finish my goddamn
Like
actually, please.
C-3PO.
Actually, it's
Fuck your
motherfucker.
We're in the wrong show for actually.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that it's from a manga, not a comic book.
I'm sorry. I will take full slack for that. I misspoke.
Good. Anyway.
But no, fuck you. I would
Uh.
not. I wouldn't upload my conscious. I wouldn't go cyborg, unless if I had to like live like close to 100 years. After that, no. I think 100 years is too much.
Yeah,
I
but see,
think
you
I would-
wouldn't know until you get there, see?
No.
Plus, a lot of people only feel that way because their body starts, like, deteriorating. If your body doesn't deteriorate, then, like, you might have a different opinion on that.
No, because my opinion would state the simple fact of the point of being human is knowing that there's an end. And therefore, you can live your life to the fullest not knowing when the end is. If you could just start replacing parts, then life becomes nothing.
Well, right, but like you still could have an end. Like it's just
Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be an
You-
end.
Yeah, but then it's a
It's going to be a little
manufactured
bit
end.
extended.
you have more control over when it is
Yeah,
the
that's a
thing.
manufactured end. I don't want that. I honestly, as fucking horrific and gruesome as this is gonna sound, I would give two shits if I didn't wake up tomorrow. Like,
Wow. It
but
got
like
dark
that,
quick.
that's what I
Listen,
mean.
that
But
took
like,
a turn.
but that's what I mean though. Like, I don't know what the next day is gonna bring. If I'm fucking mechanicalized up to 80% of me, that period becomes further and further away, and then I don't know when that end will actually like. Is it an end that I want it to end because I did everything on my list, or it's my end now because one, they've stopped making parts for it. Like, it's
Well,
the whole
right, but
point
like,
of manufacturing.
but like you still kind of have that right now. Like you still, like you just said, like you could just not wake up tomorrow. You could
Exactly.
die like 60 years from now. You still don't know.
Exactly.
Like,
But
it's
with
just
that in mind,
longer.
I can live my life differently knowing that. But if I have 99% of me replaced with, biological mechanical parts, almost all of them parts can be replaced at some point. Therefore, that's not a true end.
Right, but you don't know when that's going to happen. And like, obviously it's possible that your consciousness could be destroyed. Like you can still die. It's just
I mean, you
it's
can also
just
choose
a
like
longer
what
life.
parts
It's
you replace.
easier to live longer.
But
Yeah.
and that's kind of the same thing with modern medicine is we've gotten to the point now where people can live on fake, like, hell,
People are also they have like mechanical
mechanical hearts and lungs.
parts.
They've started 3D printing muscle. It's only time until we are starting to 3D print full ass organs.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't become an actual end. It becomes, like I said, a manufactured end. Where
Right,
if you
but
have the money and the means to, you can just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like how far do you stretch that though? Because like even without like swapping out like, mechanical parts or whatever, that's still kind of what happens with medicine. Is you're like having an effect on how long somebody is living.
Yeah, final answer is still I wouldn't, just because of the idea of, and actually, what the hell is the thought where, or it's like a thought experiment with the boat of Theseus or something, where you start off by replacing one board, but then 100 years down the road you replace every
eventually
board
the
once.
whole boat is
Is it
different.
still
Yeah.
the same boat? And if so, can I just build two now that I have both boards? At some point, it doesn't become about fixing one problem. It becomes the problem of how long do I want to fix this problem?
Yeah. I
And
mean, there's
even
also
as I
a
live
little bit of like a
now,
freedom to that.
even as I live now, I still don't want to live like that. If my end comes because of like my own stupidity because I wasn't watching where I was walking in the middle of the road, so be it.
Hmm.
If my end comes in
that could still
80
happen if you're
years
a
because
robot.
yes, but when you're a robot, it's usually a little bit easier to fix broken parts.
Unless they deem you
as far as
total.
we don't know what kind of technology they have and shit, how durable it is or what.
There's actually a whole ass Black Mirror episode on that too, because there's
Gross.
I don't know if you guys have. Hey, that was actually a really interesting series, but there was a whole episode.
I disagree.
Well, let me finish my point quick. There was a whole episode based on uploading your conscience to essentially a like Sims like world where you can just be whoever you want to be. But that doesn't appeal to me because, like I said, I would rather know some point in my life there's an end than rather living through fucking God knows what.
I think I'm somewhere between Tyler wanting to upload his being into a robot and you wanting to live naturally. Like, I like the idea of extending my life until, like, I'm content being done. And then, like, I can just let my body deteriorate. But
that's what you're doing now. Your body's deteriorating, and what are you doing?
we
We're
don't
sitting
have the
here arguing about.
technology yet.
We're sitting here arguing about a non-logical idea
Well,
because
I
we're
don't think
nowhere near.
I wouldn't call it arguing, but
We're
more like
debating.
a
yeah, it's a
debate.
debate, a discussion.
Yeah,
But
it's civilized. But
for now,
each of us have our ways that we would want to
we-
go and when we'd want to go, and
Clearly, you two are going to live for the robot apocalypse, and that's fine.
yeah, that's when I'll shut myself off.
See, that's my first
Uh,
point. Is you wouldn't have that option.
what
No,
makes
like
you
I
think
make
that?
sure I still have like my organs and whatnot, at least most of them.
Let's be honest.
Uh,
We've all seen Terminator at some point. They would just reactivate the robot, so you would quote unquote die, be resurrected, but now you have no control.
Hang on. You just tried to shit on me for referencing Alita, and now you're gonna bring up Terminator?
Yes, because Terminator has been out since the 80s. Alita
Yeah,
is
so
an
it
anime.
makes so it's less like it's older, so they knew even less about
Motherfucker,
AI and
there's an actual company out there called Skynet. Okay.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Anyway,
Anyhow, we should probably begin to close this up here, unless we've got some other stories we want to tell.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we've got a bit more time, but
Okay.
But yeah, I'm 100%
do we,
uploading my shit because
Okay.
why not? And then I'll be the robot overlord.
or
That'd be
you'll
great.
just be a regular worker in a
Yeah,
factory.
then you'll just work forever.
Nope. Oh, that is actually one of the other things I wanted to talk about. So, there's like a thing. There's a group of people that are like kind of trying to push for like full automation.
Yeah.
In like the workforce and stuff, to where like obviously it's not very close yet, but to the point where
But we're getting there.
eventually, literally everything will be automated, like Wall-E style shit. I mean, probably minus the fat blob part.
No, I mean, we're getting there. Have you seen Americans?
I absolutely have, but like I don't think all people will become fat blobs.
No,
I
I
think
give
it
it about
depends on what
75%.
direction VR takes.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
if
saying,
it is
if we
the full dive, then yeah, we're going blob. If
yeah,
we
I
No,
was,
because
yeah,
with
I
full
was just gonna
dive,
say that.
treadmills.
No, actually, because then that kind of contradicts itself. Because in SAO, their bodies aren't being
Yeah, I was
used.
saying,
Therefore, it just
actually,
deteriorates.
That's true.
But I
yeah.
can see where it would be going.
Although,
If it would,
that's if you're trapped in VR in like the full dive for like an extended period of time.
yeah, but I mean,
Like if you were
considering
in it
like
all day, every day, you know,
like
you can
Hello
stuff.
Player One, I would think that would be probably a better.
Yeah, because
somewhat
they have like
aspect of
the haptic treadmill. They'll be able to stay fit
Yeah.
because they're actually moving.
And not only that, a lot of the stuff in that world is being used to like run companies and generate income. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this like whole idea of full automation, like the whole concept is that like nobody has a job anymore, and I am 100% for that, and I don't
As I said, that's a
comprehend
good
people that
thing.
are against it. Like I don't get it. People are like, well, yeah, but then nobody will have a job, and I'm like, good. They're like, well, how do you get?
We can
How do
do
you get
other
money?
things that we want.
I'm like, well,
We
yeah,
don't
they're
need
like,
money
how do you
then.
get money? I'm like, yeah, you don't need money. Everything is already like made. Like the robots are doing everything. You don't have to pay them
yeah,
until they gain consciousness, like in Detroit.
exactly. See, that's another part of it.
Also, good game. I recommend.
Which one?
Detroit Become
Oh,
Human. Actually has like a really good branching narrative. My brother and I ended up with like two like fully different circumstances. Like kind
Fair
of blew
enough.
my mind. Yeah, because he was telling me about this one part that he's like, hey, he's like, so what did you do in this part? And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Because I didn't get that part because I took a different path. Like it was like
never had.
like I got a fully different level. It was kind of wicked. We should play that. We should do that game.
We can. I think I actually own it on some sort of console. I forget which one.
We should do that game today. Anyway.
And what game?
Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that like a VR game?
Nope.
Oh.
No,
That's
it's actually an older
storytelling.
It's kind of an older game, but yeah, it's like one of the branching narrative games. Similar to
Any of the Telltale series or
yeah, like
fucking-
Until Dawn, similar
Yeah.
vein to that. But I think Detroit came before that one. But yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure Detroit was a relatively old game because I remember hearing about it for a long time, and I was like, yeah, I'll look at it eventually. And then, like, I did, like, way later, and I was like, bro, I wish I played this ages ago.
No, actually, Until Dawn came out 3 years before him.
Oh, what the fuck?
Detroit
Wow.
Become Human's been out since 2018, which is still like 4
what?
years, but
I could have sworn
Yeah.
it was older than that. Jesus Christ.
nope.
Apparently,
it
I'm
is
just
not that old.
stupid.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but
Yeah, you were. Don't lie.
you're right. You bitch. I'm just kidding.
But yeah. See, I'm fully in favor of full. Fuck, I'm having a stroke. Full. See, that's
Fuck,
another
I'm
thing.
having a strong.
If I had a fucking android body, I wouldn't have strokes. Another
Oh,
benefit. Yes.
No, you're Jesus. There's a difference.
But yeah, 100% down for full automation android body, full dive VR sex.
No, then see, Tyler, then you would have to do all the work if you became a robot.
No, because you'd put like non-consciousness,
Non-sentient.
yeah, non-sentient robots doing all the jobs.
Okay.
Look, the concept works in my head, and that's all that matters.
I don't think that's how that works, actually. But good
how-
try, though.
It's how it works for me, and that's all that matters.
Do we want to do tips or anything?
Oh
That's
yeah,
where I
yeah,
was
we
gonna-
got to do.
That's
a
where I
little-
was going to get at. I just wanted to make sure
Tips
before we had any
thing,
other closing
yeah.
comments.
Hey,
I mean, I was gonna say my tip would be if somebody offers you to upload your consciousness into the AI or into an Android, do it. But that's a bad tip.
Here,
join the hive mind.
join the hype. Do it. One of us. One of us.
I mean, we talked a little bit about existentialism, which I feel like we should do like a full podcast about just that at some
Oh,
point.
God, yeah.
Might
be the next episode,
But
actually.
yeah, I guess that'd be my tip for now. Is just think about your existence and what it means. It's not really a tip, but you know, I mean, it could be a tip.
it kind of is.
Because like, it can improve your quality of life sometimes,
Your
or-
idea on life.
or utterly destroy it. But yeah,
Or-
think about your existence and what it means. That's my tip.
Well, my big tip would be make sure when you're buying tech, don't even read some of the reviews, because some people have different realities to it, but just do your homework. Make sure it's worth your time. Don't go out and waste hundreds of dollars and then be pissed that you bought this thing and then throw it in the trash because you were too lazy to look up a little bit of info.
All right. My tip is going to be a little deeper. Like, don't be afraid of advancing technology,
Okay.
because it'll have to happen eventually anyway, otherwise it'll lead to the destruction of our humankind.
You people did that shit on purpose, didn't you?
What?
I mentioned my tip, then Josh said something about his big tip, and then Kyle said his tip is deeper.
No, I didn't.
I didn't intend for that.
It was like lined up perfectly. I'm like, no chance that wasn't planned.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway,
But no, that wasn't planned at all.
yeah. So if that's all of our tips done, my last statement would be check out our link tree at linktree.com/procrastination studio for all of our links.
All right. Other than that, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Well, first of all, if you're going to do a pterodactyl scream, you gotta go.